Hey gang, I'm here to, in this video, show you the next steps on our sculpture process and to get you started on those. I'm going to be using my example here, which I crafted last year. And you'll notice that after I finished with the caning, all the structuring of the caning and the sticks and everything, and I got my interesting sort of volume, then I took some paper and I'm creating these planes. I emphasized certain structural aspects of the sculpture by stretching the paper between the pieces of caning that form these planes that then eventually just accentuate the volume of the sculpture. And that's what we're going to be starting with today. So stick with me here and I'm going to walk you through this. Now, in order to do this, we have several different types of paper that we're going to be using. They are fairly neutral colored. We have metallic colors, which you see down here, silver and gold. We have just a plain brown wrapping, neutral kind of color, black and gray, okay? So you see those, and they are on the front table for you to choose from. Now, you can see that what I've done is I've cut out, I've determined the area of my sculpture that I wanted to paper over. And in the case of this section right here, you see this roundish sort of section here, I cut out a piece of paper that was that size and a little bit bigger so that I would have paper tabs to fold over and glue down. So I'm going to show you what that looks like when I'm actually cutting and measuring. Okay, so let's say that I determined that I want to cover this portion of my sculpture, right? This is just a sample here. So I'm going to take that and place it down on the edge of the table, right on top of my piece of paper that I've selected to use, just like that. Okay, so you can all see that. Okay, so looking at this from above, then what I have is my space that I want to fill with the paper resting on top of the piece of paper. I'm going to make sure it's big enough. It is. Okay, and I'm going to give it a little bit of extra. Now, one thing I did want to note too is that you see we have some bindings here and here. You want to make sure that whatever space you're trying to fill with the paper or cover with the paper is well stabilized. Okay, it's fixed and it's not going to be moving around. So we have these pretty well fixed, and I'm going to go ahead and using my pencil, I'm going to trace out this shape, but I'm going to leave some extra space around it so that I can make my tabs. So about 2 of your finger widths would be good. Mine are a little bit bigger than yours, so I'm just going to leave that out. So I'm going to make about 2 finger widths of extra paper around the edges of my shape. Just lightly drawing a guideline that will show me where it is that I need to cut. Now I'm going to have to roll this with the paper in order to get that shape accurately, still leaving that extra distance around. And I can see that it's going to go all the way out to here, like so, okay? And then I'll just quickly trace out my actual shape so that I know how big to make my tabs. And there I have a guideline for me. Then, using the scissors, I'm going to go ahead and cut that out on the outer guideline. And then, once I've gotten my shape cut out, you guys should be experts at this because you did your cutouts already. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut my tabs all the way to the inside line. Again, about a finger width for the tabs. like so. And I'm going to cut that all the way around. Now that I've gotten it all cut out, and you'll notice here at the very end where the tip of the shape is, I've gone ahead and cut off the tip of that because I'm not going to need it, okay? Because we're now going to place our sculpture down on top of this, and using a Pritt stick, these are really good glue sticks. We've tried other brands, but this one works the best. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slowly start applying the glue stick to the tabs, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 at a time. And I'm going to fold those over and place them down on the actual piece of paper. And I'm going to continue doing that as I go around my shape. And I'm going to have to roll the paper as I go, roll the sculpture as I go along here. Now you're going to have to make sure that they are well placed and that we're not getting significant amounts of stray glue marks as we proceed. So I'm going to have to roll with this as I go along here. Applying my glue stick to 2 or 3 of the tabs at a time. And carefully folding them over so that they create this plane of paper, which is going to draw attention to this shape, right? And so on and so forth, okay? So what I'm doing now is wrapping these around, and you can see how then it conforms to the shape of my sculpture. Making sure that they are well glued, and as I said, that we don't have stray marks of glue from our fingers. So you can see that's how I've done all of these different panels. And I have managed to do so neatly, cleanly. And let me give you a little bit of advice here. When you are doing the gluing, when you are actually folding your paper over and moving along with the glue stick, I would once in a while stop and go over to the sink and wash my hands off, because most of the stray glue marks will come as a result of you getting glue on your hands and then accidentally getting it onto the surface of the paper. You want this to be nice and clean and crisp and clear and free of extra marks, okay? If it's gonna look good, it's gotta look good. Okay, so that's basically it. That's what we're doing next. I want to see some of the planes being defined with the extra paper parts. I want you to be drawing attention to your sculpture, to its volume. Remember, we created volume using these lines. Now we're accentuating that volume by drawing attention to it with these planes that complement the sculpture. That's it. Okay, has everybody got it? Let's see what you can do with this. Good luck. Keep your hands clean and be careful with the caning around each other. Remember to keep some distance between you.